Hi everyone, my name is Vidya and the title of my book is The Luminosity of Crystals and Dimensions of the Heart. There are two stories in this book. It's an enchanting, romantic sort of book with a lot of meaningful life messages in there. I wrote it because I wanted to translate some of the magical things that I've come across in life into fiction and fantasy, just to delight readers and to keep readers company while they're going to work or when they're on their lunch breaks or when they have some time to themselves in the evenings or at the weekends or whenever they're not at work and kind of feel like they have a companion in the book. And the first of the stories in the book is called The Luminosity of Crystals. And this is about a young lady who's really losing faith in all the things that make her feel alive. And her partner doesn't understand her. And at one point, she takes a trip abroad. And during this trip abroad, she meets some quite magical people and people who are certainly kindred spirits who do understand her and with whom she feels a kind of spark of life again. But as well as that, there's a particular person that she comes across during this trip abroad, and that really ricochets her inner world into something quite unexpected and then has a knock-on effect in her life. The second of the stories in the book is called Dimensions of the Heart, and this is about a young woman who's hidden from society because she has extraordinary powers. And this is a fantasy story. And she kind of travels across different dimensions, and she has a particular passion for eating delicacies. So she likes to come across, nice tasting little things. And this passion of hers actually ultimately brings into her life an interaction with a particular muscular tradesman of interest. So this is quite a nice, light-hearted story, but again with a lot of meaningful messages about life in there. And so my three favorite books are firstly The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And another favorite of mine is The Mystery of Pheasant Cottage. And I also love The Mistress of Spices. And now what I'd like to do is read you just a little excerpt from the first of the stories in my new book. And this is the start of The Luminosity of Crystals. So we start off with a chapter called Arrival. I sat in the airport cafe, awaiting the departure of my flight, and wondered just why he antagonized me so much. Day by day, I grew to understand how bizarre my love for him was, the light of my love speckled throughout by his cruel words, his testing of my threshold. I no longer looked forward to doing that which was important to me. His damning words about everything I was about rang in my ears, playing louder than anything else I would have chosen to listen to. As I sat there, an image of a former me walked by, excited at the prospect of her journey, confident in her beliefs, strong in her purpose, glittering with a trinket here, a gemstone there, and a twinkle in her eye. She sat down across from me, with many friends, inanimate and physical, animate and non-physical. I sat with no one. In my bag were packed all the trinkets. They meant nothing. The flight passed in sleep, and the arrival to an esoteric land had begun. A 2-hour train journey on, I stepped off the train, encouraged and aided by a friendly German traveller, into the middle of what looked like nowhere. I crossed the railway track, wheeling my suitcase behind me, confirming with a passing cyclist, my, their English was so good here, that I was headed in the right direction. If you read my book, I hope you love it.